This is Ephesians 4:11. And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Hamashiach. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the elect. The name of this lesson is going to be called, What is the Purpose of Edification? So we're going to get into the definition of the word edifying, or to edify, and what the purpose of edification is ultimately. Like, why are we edifying? Why are we working? Why are we laboring? What is this purpose of perfecting the saints? So we're going to grab this word here, edifying.
Strong's G 3619. Oikadame. Oikadame.
It says the act of building up. Metaphorically, edifying, edification, the act of one who promotes another's growth in Hamashiach, wisdom, piety, happiness, holiness. It says a building, i.e. the thing built, an edifice. Okay. And so when you go into what edifying really means, it means to build up, but to build up spiritually. And that's why Yahawashi gave some apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, and teachers, all for the edifying or the building of the hopeful elect. Okay, that is one of the core principles or purposes for edification. But the rest of this lesson, Lord willing, will be edifying. Okay, will also bring about more edification to the purpose behind edifying. Okay. Let's jump down here to Ephesians 4:16. It says, from whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, maketh increase of the body unto the edifying of itself in love. Okay, so in actuality, what is happening is when you are edifying the body in itself is increasing. We always like to relate how how it says, Ephesians 4:16, from whom the whole body fit jointly together, compacted by that which every joint supplieth. And so we always like to relate the body, and we also like to relate, cells within that body. And with each hopeful elect being a cell of that body or joint, okay, of that body, it continues the increase of that body. So when you do lessons that are edifying, you are building up the hopeful elect collectively with your offering of those spiritual sacrifices. Okay, so let's get the definition of the etymology of the word edify. It says to build, construct, to build up morally or in faith. It says build, install, teach, instruct. It says improve spiritually. Now, the one thing that I took away as I was meditating on this lesson is that when you're building, to me, that makes reference to something that was not already built. Henceforth, when we go back into the curses that befell us, those curses were to destroy us morally and spiritually. So now when we say, Lord willing, these lessons are edifying for the elect, that means that, Lord willing, they are improving your spiritual insight and perspective on what Yahawashi, Rawchaa Qadash is intending us to act in accordance to his instruction or blueprint of how we are supposed to live our lives as the hopeful elect. Okay, all of this is in preparation for deliverance, which is another purpose of edification. Okay, to those that have ears to hear and those that have eyes to see. So let's bring out 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 1. It says, follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy. Okay. For he that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh not unto men, but unto Yahawah. For no man understandeth him. Howbeit in the spirit he speaketh mysteries. And this is the point in verse 3. But he that prophesieth speak unto men to edification, and exhortation, and comfort. So that edification is to build us up spiritually. Okay, that's what prophecy does. When we heard that we were the children of Yahawashi, pursuing back to the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, it started to build us up. It started to put that flesh back on those bones, as referred to in Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. Okay, and how Ezekiel said, can these bones live? The reason why Ezekiel was posing that question is because he wanted to know whether or not they could be built again. Because we were destroyed, we fell away from Yahawashi. We no longer have the names of Yahawah, Yahawashi, Rawchaa Qadash. So those bones living meant that the prophecy had to speak unto those dry bones to actually make them live, to give them life, to where they can be built again. Okay, let's jump down here to verse 12. This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 12. Even so ye, for as much as ye are zealous of spiritual gifts, okay, because prophesying is a spiritual gift, okay, exhorting is a spiritual gift, and edifying is a spiritual gift. It says, for as much as ye are zealous of spiritual gifts, seek that ye may excel to the edifying of the church. Because that church is that flock that Yahawashi has left for us to feed. And when we are feeding the flock, just as we are being fed from the flock, it all edifies and builds, okay, spiritually, that church, okay, or that temple, or that body of Yahawashi. Okay, let's jump down here to verse 26. This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 26. It says, how is it then, brethren, when ye come together, every one of you hath a psalm, hath a doctrine, hath a tongue, hath a revelation, hath a interpretation. Let all things be done unto edifying. So that's in our communication. That's in when we're out on the highways and byways. As one brother has a precept, the other brothers hold their peace. One brother may have a revelation, another brother is interpreting. All of those things are that body jointly fitting together for the edifying or the building of the audience. And that audience specifically is the hopeful elect, because 2/3 not gonna get it. These other heathen nations are not gonna get it. Okay, so I want to get one more definition for this word here. One of the root words here for edify. The word here is edifice. Okay, and it says edifice, building. Okay, to erect a building, temple, sanctuary. Okay, so when the scriptures reference a temple or a sanctuary, that is a edifice. It's a building. Okay, so all things being done unto edifying means that all things are being done unto the church or the temple or the body of Yahawah, Yahawashi, Rawchaa Qadash, in which we are that temple. We are that small sanctuary. Okay, these words only benefit the hopeful elect. That is another purpose of edification. So let's get here 1 Corinthians 3 and let's start at verse 6. It says, I have planted, Apollos watered, but Yahawah gave the increase. So then neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but Yahawah that giveth the increase. Now he that planteth and he that watereth are one. Once again, going back to the body. And every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. Verse 9, and this is the point. For we are laborers together with Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. Ye are Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi's husbandry. Ye are Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi's building. Okay, going back to edifice, going back to temple, going back to sanctuary, going back to a dwelling house, going back to a building. Okay, we are that edifice. All right. Let's see here. Is there any more in 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, that I want to read? Okay, we're gonna move on. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1. It says, for we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of Yahawah, an house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. A house not made with hands. That's why these words are building up the hopefully elect spiritually. That is the purpose of edification. This tabernacle that was once dissolved, okay, in a physical sense, them destroying the temples in which we praised Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi said, guess what? I'll fix you. We have a building of Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi, a house not made with hands. Now what? You can't destroy or dissolve this temple. It says eternal in the heavens. And of course, when you get that word building, okay, it goes into the same word here.
Strong's G 3619. Oikadame. Oikadame.
Okay. And it goes right back into the same definition. A building, an edifice. The act of one who promotes another's growth in wisdom, piety, happiness, and holiness. Okay? That's what the brotherhood is. The brotherhood is that small sanctuary of spiritual men building spiritual concepts, ideas of righteousness that will be eternal. That house in itself is not built with hands. It's built by the spirit of Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. Okay? So I'm going to wrap up here in a second. This is a couple of the last verses. Because as I was going through this lesson, it just more and more started to evolve on how Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi's edifice, okay, his temple, his sanctuary, okay, is spiritual. But that goes right back to that thought of Zion, okay? That monument in which Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi is erecting are spiritual men, are those lively stones, okay? Not in a physical sense, but in a spiritual sense. This is Ephesians 2 and... let's start at 18. It says, for through him we both have access by one spirit unto the Father. Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of Yahawah, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yahawashi HaMashiach himself being the chief cornerstone of that spiritual house. It says, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth unto a holy temple in the Lord. So all of this is being done as a, like I said, as a monument unto Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi, with Yahawashi being that chief cornerstone. okay, that brings it all together. The spirit of his words, his testimony, okay, prophecy, okay, all of these things are used as a means of edification. Verse 22, it says, in whom ye also are builded together for a habitation of Yahawah through the Spirit. So just as in ancient times, there were the Holy of Holies, and then you had the exterior of the Holy of Holies, and all of that is being done again spiritually with the hopeful elect being in that Holy of Holies. Okay, and then outside of that, the rest of the nation of Israel, outside of that, or the profaneness, okay, being the other heathen nations outside of the temple, okay, of righteousness, of that which was built for the edifying of the hopeful elect, that body. Okay, man, that's beautiful. I'm gonna read that again. That's Ephesians 2:21. It says, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth unto a holy temple in the Lord, in whom ye also are builded together for a habitation, a dwelling place of Yahawah by Yahawashi. Okay, that's why scripture says, where two or more are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of thee. Why? So imagine if that's two, and now there's 25, and now there's 160 or 144,000 men. That is the habitation of Yahawah by Yahawashi. That is the edification of Yahawah by Yahawashi. This is 1 Peter chapter 1. Salakia. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse, I'm going to start at 3. It says, if so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious, to whom coming as unto a lively stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of Yahawah and precious. Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house. Okay? Built up a spiritual house, edified for a spiritual house, for the magnification of Yahawah Yahawashi. It says, and holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to Yahawah by Yahawashi HaMashiach. Okay, so going back to the definition of edifice, okay, a building, a temple, a sanctuary. Okay, these are the things in which Yahawah by Yahawashi are doing with each epistle, with each lesson, with each prophesying out there on the highways and byways. Each member of this house is fitly and jointly placed intricately as a design for the building of Yahawah Yahawashi. Last verse here. This is John chapter 2 verse 16. Let's start at 13. Yeah. This is John chapter 2 verse 13. And the Jews' Passover was at hand, and Yahawashi went up to Jerusalem, and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves, and the changers of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables. And said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence, make not my Father's house a house of merchandise. And his disciples remembered that it was written, the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up. Then answered the Jews and said unto him, what sign showest thou unto us, seeing that thou doest these things? Yahawashi answered and said unto them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. Then said the Jews, 46 years was this temple in building, And wilt thou rear it up in 3 days? And this is the point in verse 21. It says, but he spake of the temple of his body. And that temple of Yahawashi's body is the hopeful elect. That edifice or that edification, that is the purpose of edification, is Yahawashi raising up this temple again that's not built with hands for eternal righteousness. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying for the elect, meaning that the words were able to actually contribute to your building and your foundation and your growth in this holy ministry. And Lord willing, all of these words were received from that perspective. So once again, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom, shalom, shalom.